What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends GamerVerse Spider-Man 2 Miles Morales, the Boricua suit. I hope I said that right. Anyways, I think I might have a problem. I think I'm getting addicted to buying Spider-Man figures. That Maximum Spider-Man, I really liked it. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. I'll put a link somewhere up here. But anyways, I was at Target earlier and I saw this and it was the only one there, so I grabbed it. This is the second of those GamerVerse figures I have. I also have that GamerVerse Venom. I'll put a link maybe somewhere for its video as well. But let's check this one out real quick. Pretty cool looking little box, very similar to the Venom one. Nice window on the front. Game render image on the side, and another one on the back. I hate that. I wish they would actually show images of the figure. But anyway, let's get him out of this box and take a closer look at him. All right. Initial reactions, he's a little more plain Jane than I thought he would be, when I looked at him through the package, but he's still not terrible looking. Let's see how tall he is really quick before we dig into him. Right to the top of his head, he is 6 inches, which would make the entire figure 15 centimeters. I guess that works. I think he's going to be a little bit shorter than Maximum Spider-Man was, but maybe Miles Morales is. Just looking at his aesthetic really quick, shoulders aren't too super low. Head is a bit big, but that is a Marvel Legends thing. They, at least from Hasbro, their heads are usually big. Kind of the shape of it's a little interesting. If you set him looking right straight ahead like that, the back of the head doesn't quite marry up with the neck, if you're seeing that, but not that huge of a deal. It looks okay. I mean, there's very little paint on this thing, just around the eyes, and it looks clean enough. The eyes might be a little too far apart or whatever, but not a big deal. And the paint on the chest piece looks pretty good, and on the back. And I actually like that the paint looks good in this butterfly. It doesn't go away, but we'll look at that here in a minute with the articulation. Everything else is a colored plastic. Of course, you know, the hands, they have that webbing tampo on them, and they all look pretty good. But his musculature looks pretty decent. There's not a whole big bunch to him. His feet are kind of friggin' big, that looks a little big for this figure, but no big deal. Legs look good. The waist isn't bothering me. Chest is a little small, but again, that's a Hasbro thing. Shoulders are kind of small, but not a big deal, but they're not super low, so I have no big problem with that. Let's take a look at his accessories super quick, because there is not much to him. He obviously just comes with this head in the package, no other head. This is a $25 offering, so we're all going to be kind of spoiled for choice because of the Maximum Spider-Man. But he comes with 6 hands. He's got these 2 fist hands on him in the package, 2 wall crawl hands that both look pretty good. The tampo on them looks just fine to me, and little web slinger hands, and that's about it. Nothing impressive. Those should come with every single Spider-Man, so no big deal. And this clear flexible plastic like web rope right here that kind of spirals down here at the end. I don't really know why. And there like a handle or something right here on the end. He doesn't have a hand to hold him, so I don't know if somebody knows what he's actually supposed to be doing with that. Tell me down below, because I don't know much about, you know, this character as far as what he would or wouldn't be doing. Anyways, let's compare him to a couple of other figures really quick while we've got him in hand. Let's stand him next to the Bully Maguire, and they're about the same height. So, but I mean, you know, one is MCU figure and the other one is from a, you know, cartoon and video game. But anyways, and they look all right, I suppose. Here he is next to Maximum Spider-Man, and Maximum Spider-Man's a little bit taller than him, but I guess, you know, Peter Parker was an adult in this form, so that would make sense, I suppose. But they look pretty good next to each other. Maximum Spider-Man is a little bit more of an attractive figure, but, you know, he's got more paint and more shit going on. But either way, they look pretty decent next to each other. And let's stand him next to his GamerVerse kinsman right here really quick. That is the GamerVerse Venom, and he doesn't even come up to his crotch. But there you have it. That's about all the comparisons I've got. Let's take a look at his articulation really quick, because there just really isn't much to this guy. So I'm going to kind of make this a quick little video. Head will look down pretty decent. We'll look up halfway decent, not too terrible, and you can nuance it all around, and that's because he's on a double ball peg.
Thank you.
Good job, Hasbro. But here's the thing with this double ball peg. It's a short peg, which is going to limit the range of motion. It's seated kind of deep down in there, and I don't know if the camera is letting you see it, but there's a little bit of extra meat in the neck there, so that kind of chokes it off a little bit. But a nice big ball in there. A longer, skinnier peg would have probably helped a little bit with that, but not a big deal, I suppose. Now the shoulders. Oh, no neck joint again. That kind of bugs me, but you know, whatever. Shoulders won't quite go out to 90. That's a little bit of a letdown.
Fuck.
If you see that, that kind of sucks. Right here, the top of where the hinge is catching right there at the bottom of where his traps are, and it's not letting it go up any higher. Does have a full rotation, so that works. And something that did please me was this butterfly joint. See that? It'll come across his body. So I like that pretty well. They'll go back a little bit as well. And if you can see right here, that paint doesn't really not line up real good. So I'm impressed with that. I do like that. So kudos to you, Hasbro, there. Has a bicep swivel. Pinless double jointed elbow that everybody loves. Doesn't look horrific, but it's not great all at the same time. Wrist is a hinge as normal. Diaphragm break. Now, in the abdomen, this is where the Spider-Man figures from Hasbro piss me off. He's got a diaphragm break. Let me show you neutral, right there like that. Not too bad to the front. Oop, and I don't want to do the reverse crunch yet. And not too shabby to the back. I think it's a double ball peg in there, and you can rotate him all the way around and twist and lean and stuff. So that's pretty darn good, and that sculpt continues up under there, so I like that. Has the upside down ab crunch that I hate with no waist twist, but the crunch forward does work, and it's not, you know, horrific. He doesn't look like he's been in a bad accident. And it'll lean back a little bit. So when you combine them, he does crunch pretty darn well. I forgot to mention in the aesthetic, it looks like he has the longest ass ever. You see that right through there? Like when I stand him up straight, his lower back muscles like continue into his butt crack, and I don't really like that. And his butt's pretty flat, especially like compared to the Maximum Spider-Man. They gave him juicy little cheeks. But right here, his butt is flatter than Zendaya's chest. And I'm not a fan. Anyways, so no waist twist. I hate that. Now his legs. This is a Spider-Man figure that can only kick out to there, and that kind of sucks. Maximum Spider-Man's wasn't much better, but it was better. There's no excuse for that. Anyways, front kick, pretty decent. We've already pointed out that he's got spider booty, so no kick back. Got a thigh swivel, works well enough and doesn't break the sculpt too darn bad. Pinless double jointed knees work just fine, and the proportions are nice. Shin swivel.
What is that?
That looks terrible, just like the Maximum Spider-Man, so I don't like that. The ankle is a hinge. Foot will go all the way down, all the way up, very nice. And an ankle rocker. No toe break like for Maximum Spider-Man, but that's okay. Mine's got something on the toe, but that's probably just my figure. And the feet have peg holes. So that's pretty much for his articulation. I don't like the abdominal system, but it works well enough, you know, without the waist swivel. And I wish he had a neck joint. Other than that, he moves pretty decent. I wish he could do a better split. That's just not acceptable. My final verdict on this figure, just because, like I said, this is going to go through pretty quick. I'll give him a C+. He's not bad. He's a $25 offering, so we really didn't get much. His accessories suck. I mean, you know, 6 hands that are hands that should be standard with a Spider-Man release, and one little, you know, web rope. That's not freaking much. But he looks pretty cool. And I also want to point out, he's the only Spider-Man figure I've ever seen that doesn't have a spider on him. He's just got, I think this is the Puerto Rican flag right here. Looks cool enough, and the paint is done well. A little bit of texturing and stuff. I forgot to mention that earlier too. But anyways, he's a C+. He's above average. He ain't way above average. And he's only $25. You wouldn't be pissed off if you bought him. So if you wanted him, get him if you're a fan of the character or a fan of that game or whatever. But anyway, that's all I've got for Miles Morales here. If you haven't subscribed yet, pause the video, scroll down, subscribe, give us a like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.